everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the BJ and Tuz Show. Tuz, how are you today?
Doing good. Pretty excited for the All-Star break.
Yep.
Should be a good derby tonight. A lot of good names. I was kind of surprised they got that many good names.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in Camden Yards this weekend for the first time. Going to see the Saturday night game, Yankees-Orioles, and then we're going to the day game the next day. So.
Oh, that's fun. Camden Yards, I've been there once. Beautiful ballpark.
Yeah, but I've been wanting to go for a while, so
very,
should be a good
very
trip.
Nice ballpark.
I think I might be seeing Cole too, which would be.
I've
never seen him live yet, so
that's awesome. All right, let's jump right into this, huh? So we'll start with the NBA. We didn't cover Malcolm Brogdon last time to the Celtics, and he's already said he has no problems taking that 6-man role. He said he's there to add to the team, not take away from any of it. That starting five already had a ton of chemistry. So I mean, for them to go get a guy like Brogdon, who's willing to who should be a starting point guard in the NBA, to take a 6-man role is pretty huge.
Yeah. What I'll say about the Brogdon trade is it's a great fit, obviously.
Yes.
They had trouble filling the point guard spot last year. He's going to be great off the bench. But I have a problem hearing the word fleece attached to this trade. He has 1 year left of control on his contract.
Yes.
He gets hurt 2 or 3 times every single year.
He does.
So I understand a lot of the pieces they gave up aren't big names, but you're giving up your first-round pick from last year and a future first.
Mm-hmm.
A year of control, and I'm going to cut that in half for injury purposes.
Sure.
I hate saying guys are injury prone, but in his case, he is injury prone.
Yeah, he seems like it.
Twice a year, he's got something. He's missing games. So is it a fleece for 2 first-rounders basically for half a year?
Listen,
I understand playoffs, it's going to make up for it, but It's not guaranteed.
Right. I think it was a great trade for the Celtics. I think overall, even half the games that Brogdon gives you on your metric here are going to add up to more than the players that they got. Now, those draft picks could turn into anything. You have no idea. The Celtics going to be picking latter half of the first round.
Right. But the thing with the Celtics is they draft the past 8 years, they've drafted so well.
Yeah. Right.
Naismith, probably the worst first. But also, did they really let him show what he has that much?
No, he didn't get that much. But there was also no really room for him to play on the floor. I mean,
no, you're right. I think with the Pacers, we can see some potential for him to actually develop.
He'll get a lot more minutes. Yeah.
And then who knows what that next pick is going to come out to, but it's a good trade. It's not a fleece by any means. I've heard the Celtic fan base say it's a fleece too much.
Well, it just, you know how the Celtics fans are. It's
right. It's a good trade. Don't get me wrong. It is a good trade, but
exactly.
This trade can go in many directions on both sides.
Agreed. Absolutely.
I don't. We can't say who won that trade just yet. We're gonna have to wait a year.
No. I will say, I think also sticking with the Celtics, I think the Gallinari addition was also huge.
Yeah.
I think I probably overrate Gallinari a little bit. I know he can't really defend, but he's a good bench scorer.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for the Celtics, who last year when Tatum and Brown were in foul trouble, they had no business being in any game. They couldn't score.
Mm-hmm. And
Gallinari can give you that lift offensively. And the way the Celtics play defense, you can hide him a little bit, and he's 6'10".
Yeah. So, and is Grant Williams the backup 4 for last year?
Yeah, pretty much.
He played 4 a lot. Yeah. I think Gallinari will serve them better, especially in the playoffs, because Grant.
The thing is, you can play Gallinari at the 3.
You can play Grant at the 3 too.
You could also play Grant at the 3.
Grant's scoring was a little questionable in the playoffs. Sure, I think Gallinari gives him a little boost.
Yes, absolutely. Now, getting to the news, the Jazz are finally taking some calls on Donovan Mitchell, and I'm not trying to get our hopes up, but I've seen the Knicks are kind of leading the charge here.
Yeah, and it makes sense too.
Yeah, well,
from the pairing makes sense.
Yeah, from all the reports we've heard, Donovan Mitchell wants to play in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, for the Knicks to go make a trade package and go get him, they absolutely should. And at this point, I saw 4 first-round picks is what the Jazz wants. When have we made a good first-round pick?
Yep.
Besides, like we've talked about, RJ Barrett.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. We have the pick to do it.
If we're going to go, like, if these next 4 picks are going to turn into Frank Ntilikina or Kristaps Porzingis, Kevin Knox, I don't know how much more you want me to keep going. Like, what? We can't draft.
Mm-hmm.
So let somebody else take them, and we'll take the surefire star.
And that's already a great point. Trade the picks because we're not going to use them well.
Pretty much.
And we just got a lot in the offseason. We added more. We also have a lot of young pieces.
Yeah.
That the Jazz will probably want quickly.
Yep. Just lost
There's
in
a lot
the
of
Summer League Finals there.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think across the board, the pairing makes sense in a lot of different ways for those two teams.
Absolutely. I heard the Jazz want Quentin Grimes and 4 first-round picks. I'm sure there's going to be more included in that deal. But
Fournier will probably have to be in to make the money work.
Yeah, but at that point, I'm fine with getting rid of that. Because like I've said before, Donovan Mitchell, I think in the New York market, he would be able to get another star player to come play with him. I
agree. I think first year, if it does happen, I think first year we won't make that much of a jump, to be honest.
No.
Our bench is probably gonna be very depleted after the trade.
Yeah.
Our defense won't be great with Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell.
No. Well, no, but if there's a coach that I trust to fix that, it's Tibbs. That's the one thing he loves.
And you have Robinson at the 5, who's a great rim protector. Yep. But I think that's going to be a great start. And then you get the role players that make sense. You get the backup 3 that's a great defender. You know what I mean?
Right.
It'd be a great start for the Knicks. And it's going to take 2 or 3 years to really build around them to make the right team, I think.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're not expecting anything now anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're all young enough. Robinson, Barrett, they're all young enough where we have time to make it work.
Absolutely.
To give it 2 years to find better pieces to fill up, the bench, better defenders.
Absolutely.
If you're the Knicks, you have to make it happen because where else are we going? You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. So let's jump. We're going to kind of do a new segment on this thing.
BJ, before we jump into that, there was another thing that we forgot to bring up, and that's DeAndre Ayton.
Yes, he signed. The Suns matched that.
Oh, the Suns did match. I didn't hear that. Okay.
I believe the Suns matched it. Now that could go into like a sign-in trade. But
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Ayton's going back to the Suns.
Okay.
So
do you have the contract there?
Huh?
Do you have the contract on your phone?
I want to say it was 4 years, 133. I'm uncertain on the years. I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let me check. It is 4 years, 133 million. Okay. Yeah. So returning back to the Suns, and I think honestly that's the best play for the Suns right now, unless they have a trade partner to figure that out. Because you didn't live up to what you should have last year. You lost to the Mavs in the Western Conference semifinals. Obviously, a team that just went to the finals, they want to go back. The team is still really good. They still have a lot of great pieces to get back there. I don't think they should blow it up because of a 1-year lull. I know Ayton was upset with how he was utilized. He didn't think they were going to pay him. All right, well, they matched the offer sheet. He's back. I think the Suns should still be considered 1 or 2 in the West. Mm-hmm. Them are the Warriors. So I don't think the Ayton thing to Phoenix moves the needle much. I think it just keeps everything the same.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to see him on the Pacers just because I want Miles Turner to go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. It's just he's been on the Pacers for 10 years.
Not that long, but yeah.
It hasn't happened that long. It feels like it.
He graduated. I don't know. I want to say he graduated in like 16.
No. I feel like it's been longer, no?
2015.
Okay. 7 years.
Yep.
It feels longer, to be honest. But yeah, there's a lot of contending teams I think Miles Turner would fit well in. But it looks like he's just going to be back on the Pacers next year.
Yeah, he'll just be. But the thing is, the Pacers that they traded Brogdon, TJ Warren doesn't play anymore. I just don't know what they're going to do. They'll probably be a team at the deadline that's going to ship everybody away.
Yeah, and they're just going to try to build around what's his name, Halliburton. Yeah, that's really their future right now.
Yeah, and he's really damn good.
Mm-hmm.
So
another guy the Knicks passed on.
Well, let's not get into that.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I was saying, we are going to do for the next 5 episodes, we are going to do like the top 10 of each position in the NBA. So today we'll start with point guards.
And this is going into the next season.
This is going into the next season, correct. So off rip, I'm just going to start with my honorable mentions. I have Drew Holiday and Ben Simmons.
I don't think we're going to agree.
I don't think so either.
I think basketball is the sport we because we agree a lot on things.
Yeah.
We view sports the same way usually, but I feel like our point guard lists are not going to be similar. Probably I feel like you're going to have a lot of the younger guys above some of the older guys that I don't have.
I have a lot of younger guys, yeah. But so like Drew Holiday, Ben Simmons, they're my honorable mentions.
Okay.
But I will say, 8, 9, and 10 for me. If you wanted to throw either of those guys ahead of them, I'm not really going to make an argument with you. I think that's fine. I can.
My honorable mention is Darius Garland.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So who do you have at 10?
10, I have Drew Holiday.
Okay. Honorable mention for me. I have LaMelo Ball.
Okay.
So if you want to put Drew over LaMelo, I'm not gonna stress with you on that one. The only reason I have LaMelo is he's the best player on the Hornets, and that was a playoff team or borderline playoff team.
I still have LaMelo on the list.
Do you? Okay.
I'm a big LaMelo guy. I've always been a big LaMelo guy.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So much talent.
Yeah, so much talent.
Prime for a huge year next year.
Yeah. Who do you have number 9?
I have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
That is also who I have at number 9.
That feels like a perfect spot for him.
Yeah, it does. It does. Number 8.
I have LaMelo Ball 8.
Okay. I have Darius Garland 8.
Okay. I don't hate that.
I think he's just going to build off last year. I loved what I saw this year out of him. He does it on both ends. Great passer, good scorer.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Garland next year.
I think the Cavs are going to be so good, too. They have such a bright future.
Yes, they do.
Evan Mobley is going to be a problem in this league.
Oh, my God, yeah. Number 7.
I have DeJounte Murray at number 7.
That is also who I have at number 7.
Okay.
While we are on DeJounte Murray, we are putting Trae Young in the shooting guard category. So when he is not on this list, please don't freak out at us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
So in theory, we should have the same top 6.
I mean, there's 6 guys. You just got to put them in order.
Right.
Number
I have
6.
Chris Paul number 6.
I have John Morant number 6.
Really?
John Morant number 6 for me.
Okay.
So John Morant is a rising superstar. The top 5 guys on this list right now are superstars to me.
That's fair. But I think since, we're projecting for next season.
And listen, you want to project.
Another year.
Yeah.
It's another year of aging for Chris Paul.
It is.
He's still been very good, but he's been teetering.
I agree.
He hasn't been,
I agree. Then you're going to be very shocked how high I have Chris Paul.
Okay.
So
number 5.
Who?
Dame.
That's who I have 5.
Okay.
I have 5 as well. Number 4?
I have Kyrie Irving 4.
That's also who I have at number 4. Now, if you guaranteed me 72 games of Kyrie Irving, I would have him on this list maybe at number 2.
I don't hate that. But he gets so underrated.
But, well, it's because it's his own damn fault.
Yeah.
So,
but people judge him off the field, off the court issues.
Right. Well, when he's on the floor, he's a magician with the basketball, and he finishes around the rim probably better than some 7-footers, and he's 6'2".
Yep. Still a great 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
Still can take over games at the end.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So number 3.
So number 3, I have Ja.
Okay. I have Chris Paul 3.
Okay. So we flipped Ja and Chris.
Yep.
But Chris is the type of guy that he could finish third.
Yeah.
Like, it depends what we're getting with him.
The thing is,
next year, do you know how old Chris Paul is going to be next year?
He's going to be 37 or 38. He's old.
Yeah.
But the thing with him, it's not like he's kind of in the LeBron 30-year-old type where it's like his decline isn't as drastic as everybody else's. Like, if Chris Paul goes out next year and averages 17, 10, and 5, I mean, he's still a top 5 point guard in the NBA, just based on his floor general ability as well. Which I think
I'm very surprised you didn't have Ja in the top 5 for next year. I know you're a big Ja guy.
I do love Ja. I do. But he's on the cusp. He's on the cusp. I need a little more.
I think when we're doing the 2023 rankings, like this time next year, I think he'll be in your top 3.
He'll probably be number 2.
There. I know who you have 1, by the way.
Oh, well, yeah.
I have Luka 2.
And you have Steph at 1? Out of your mind.
Why?
I have Steph at 2, Luka at 1.
Okay.
The reason I have Luka at 1 is you know where the ball is going to be. You know exactly what they're doing on offense. And he still finds ways to win games.
I think you could say the same thing about Steph.
The thing
what their offense is. They're an offense, you know what's coming, you can't stop it.
Well, the thing with their offense is, they come off a bunch of down screens, pin screens, curl screen. It's a variation of a bunch of different screens. And it just, I know, to the average person, it looks like Steph's just running in circles.
Yeah.
And he gets open. They have a lot of kickback screens as well. Where Luka, it's going to be high pick and roll. He's going to it's either he's going to the rim, he's taking a step back 3, or he's dishing to shooters. That's what it is. Everybody knows it, and he still went to Western Conference Finals with a bunch of second rounders and undrafted players around him.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to get into the defensive argument, now that's where Steph creeps into it for me.
Yeah.
Because I think Steph's a very underrated defender, where Luka, he has his troubles because he's under athletic.
Sure.
So.
Our rankings were closer than I thought, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought it would be madness. So.
When you texted me earlier asking if Ben Simmons was a point guard, I was worried you were going to have him in your top 10.
Right after I sent that, I was like, why did I even ask? He's not going to be on my list.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got to see him play more.
And I don't think Simmons, it's impossible for him to be back in the top 10 next year.
There's too many good younger point guards and guys that are already doing it.
He's still an elite defender. If he can dominate in the paint and he defends like we know he can, he's top 10. He's a top 10 point guard. I don't care that he can't shoot. Doesn't matter.
No, I agree. But at the same time, you have LaMelo Ball, who's going to be a 25 points per game scorer. You have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's going to be 25 and 8 assists. Darius Garland's a 20 and 10 guy. DeJounte Murray, I don't know what they're going to be, but he's also a 20 and 10 guy.
But I have DeJounte Murray at 7. You don't think Ben Simmons at his best is better than DeJounte Murray? They kind of play similar play styles.
Yeah.
And I think Simmons can be a lot at his best, can be better. I don't think it's ridiculous to put him in the top 10.
I don't think it would be ridiculous either. I don't know if I'm buying it yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
and you can't blame. Yeah, we got to see him play.
Yeah, and that's the only reason I have. It's the only reason I have Kyrie at 4. I don't know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
So let's go into some football here. Not much news to talk about.
Yep, really nothing. since we talked about Baker. That was really the last piece of big news.
Yeah. So let's do some fantasy football talk.
Right. So we're gonna.
Yep. Go ahead.
We're playing Gimme 3 today. So we're gonna have a couple categories. I'm gonna say Gimme 3.
Yep.
All fantasy. So the first category is Gimme 3 running backs that you're fading that are going fairly early in the draft.
Okay.
We'll go one at a time.
All right. I'll go from least spicy to spiciest.
Okay.
So number 3, I have Antonio Gibson.
Yep, on my list for sure.
I don't know what is going on over there. I thought J.D. McKissick was going to leave. He's back. They drafted Brian Robinson. I want no part of Antonio Gibson.
Took the words out of my mouth. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Was he your number 3 as well, or he was just on there somewhere?
He was the first one I put because he was the first one I thought of.
Yeah, pretty much same.
When I think of fading running backs this year, Antonio Gibson pops in my mind right away.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, you give me another one.
Miles Sanders.
Okay. All right, I understand why.
There's a lot of reasons.
There are, but I don't hate. So there's that point in the draft you get this year. Everybody calls it the running back dead zone. It's Gibson, it's Sanders, CEH. I'm definitely missing another one. Elijah Mitchell.
Jacobs.
Who?
Josh Jacobs is in there.
Josh Jacobs. It's when I get to those guys, I'm like, I think I'd rather have Miles Sanders. That's the only reason I'm not fading him, because I hate everybody else around him.
Let me spew off my reasons.
Yeah, let me hear it.
So first, the injury concern, right?
Absolutely.
Going down with an ankle injury.
Yep.
He always begs for more carries, but when they give him more carries, he gets hurt.
Yep.
When he gets 15 touches a game, there's a much higher chance he's going to twist an ankle or something. And it happens every time.
It does.
You also got Kenny Gainwell, young running back on the team. They brought back Boston Scott, who they love touches for some reason too.
Mm-hmm.
You have a rushing quarterback.
Yeah, that is the main.
Takes away he takes away a lot of the time on the ground.
He took away a lot of touchdowns.
Yes. And not to mention you're adding another aerial assault weapon, AJ Brown.
Yep.
Just going to make the passing game stronger, which it takes away rushing attempts.
It does.
Just too many reasons. I hate the dude anyway, so I'm just staying clear of Miles Sanders.
I don't blame you. All right, number 2 for me, Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
I hate the New York Football Giants. The offensive line is not good. Saquon hasn't been able to stay healthy. And, I could eat my words here and he could come back and go back to that. What year was that? 2019 form, or was it even 2018?
2018 probably.
Yeah. So I could eat my words here. The talent's there.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't love the situation and the way things have gone. I just don't know if I love it.
Yeah, I'm with you, but I'm not counting him out. Like you said that. Like we can't count him out.
Right.
He has league-winning potential. You get him in the 4th round, and he finds a way to stay healthy. And Brian Dable changes that offense.
The thing is, you're not gonna find a league where somebody's just letting Saquon slip to the 4th because of his name.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my only thing with it.
Mm-hmm.
His ADP is 22 overall, and that's just too pretty of a penny for me to go get Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. So my last running back is David Montgomery. And it's not on David Montgomery at all.
No.
Like with Sanders, there's a little bit of an issue with the player. This is an issue with the offense and the team.
Clearly.
The Bears are going to be one of the worst teams in the league. Their O-line's putrid. I think they have the worst O-line in the NFL.
They have the worst O-line in the league, yes.
They're not going to have a passing game. They drafted a 25-year-old Velus Jones to be the wide receiver 2, and then brought in N'Keal Harry. And I know
he's not a Patriot. That's news. N'Keal Harry's not a Patriot.
That's big, yeah. Well, you got to think Devontae Parker is basically N'Keal Harry, who isn't a bum.
Pretty much.
So it makes sense. But I know they like Khalil Herbert a lot too.
Yeah.
So I think if they're going to be very bad, they might want to give the younger guys some more reps.
Yeah.
I can see Khalil Herbert cutting into the carries.
I don't hate it. The hesitation I have with fading Montgomery is the Bears, like, I don't know how they get all the metrics and shit like this, but for the Bears schedule for fantasy running backs, they have the highest graded schedule in terms of like it's very running back favorable.
Mm.
And David Montgomery, I really believe in the talent. But like you said, this is why I'm kind of like makes me want to take him. But then there's your side of it where the Bears are going to be awful.
And being
Be
awful
negative.
leads to way more passing in the second
Right.
half.
Right. I was just going to say they're going to be in negative.
Here.
Yeah. They're going to be in negative game scripts, and then they're going to be opening it up, and it's over from there for David Montgomery.
I love the talent of David Montgomery. It's nothing to do with him.
Yes. So my last one is a first-round player. It is Derrick Henry.
Okay, I don't hate it.
I just don't want any piece of Derrick Henry, and it's not even. I mean, the foot injury scares me a little bit because something like that happened to Julio Jones, and he's fractured it multiple times now.
Mm-hmm.
So that does scare me, especially for a man as big as Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
But he's also getting in the age where I don't know if that volume can keep up without the body breaking down, even slightly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like the guy was getting like 25 carries at least a game for the last however many years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know you say Derrick Henry and he's the best running back in the league, but it adds up. It's got to add up over time. And again, it's nothing against Derrick Henry. I just don't know if I can buy it this year.
I'm with you, and because we're not saying he's like bad. We're saying he's being the top 3 pick.
Right.
So as a top 3 pick, we're fading that, and I agree with that.
So they have his ADP here at 5.
Okay.
Now, so you have Jonathan Taylor, obviously. CMC, I would take over him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the pass catching thing.
I would as well.
And then, you kind of get into the Dalvin Cook, Najee Harris,
Cooper Kupp,
Jamar Chase. Like you get into those guys, and I think I'd rather have all of them than Derrick Henry.
Jefferson, I'd probably take above Derrick Henry.
Justin Jefferson, right. So it's just at that price, I think I'm all set.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, let's go to wide receivers here. Give me your first one.
So this isn't part of my list, but I'm just saying DJ Moore.
I have DJ Moore on my list.
I didn't want to include him because I fade that man every single year.
And it's no fault of his own. I think he's very talented.
Give me the spiel for DJ Moore.
Who's playing quarterback, and this has been a post-hype DJ Moore year every year, and it's kind of getting to the point where, all right, you know what you're going to get from him. You're going to get 75 catches. You're going to get at least 800 yards, and hopefully you get 5 touchdowns. He'll be a fine plug-and-play flex.
Mm-hmm.
But an ADP at 48 and receiver 15, that's too steep.
Yep.
There's just too many receivers like Terry McLaurin that I like around him more.
Yeah. And the thing, like with me, I'm taking consistency. I want a safe floor every week. DJ Moore proven to be nothing but inconsistent week after week.
Right.
He'll pop off one week, and then the next 2 weeks he'll have below 10 points.
Exactly.
And you can't have that.
Right.
You need the safe floor every week, and he's not that.
Right. Like if he was getting drafted in the 60s and he could be my wide receiver 3, maybe 4, yeah, I'll take a shot and I'll play him against matchups. But to be my wide receiver 2, I'm all set.
Yep.
So another guy that I have that's actually, you go ahead because he was on my list. It wasn't on yours. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Nothing to do with the talent for him. The offense, Who's don't this? Love it. What was that?
Who's this?
Devontae Smith.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
I think AJ Brown's gonna dig into a workload that already wasn't too favorable for Devontae Smith last year.
Okay.
I think Dallas Goedert's gonna play a very big role in the passing game this year.
Uh-huh.
And like we said before, there's so many options to run on the ground with. Yeah, I've heard you have all the running backs we named before.
Mm-hmm.
I think Smith could have some weeks where he shows that what he's capable of. But on a consistent basis, I don't want any part of him starting in my lineup. Because if you're drafting Devontae Smith, he's either going to be your wide receiver 2 or a flex player every week for you.
Yeah.
That's where he's getting drafted. I don't trust the workload for him.
So for the same reasons, ultimately, I have AJ Brown on my fade.
I'm not drafting either of them.
I just don't know how big that wide receiver one workload is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be the one paying that price for AJ Brown and finding out it's not going to be much.
Yep. 100% agree.
So for the same reasons, that's why I have AJ Brown.
Yeah, and AJ Brown might be a better answer because he is getting drafted two rounds earlier.
Right.
Yeah. So I like that a lot. All Goddard's really the only one I'm going to want in that offense, and even then, I don't know if I'm going to take a chance on him.
The thing is, the tight end position in fantasy is so depleted that Dallas Goedert's not going to kill you week to week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yep.
All right. Who's your next one?
DK Metcalf.
On my list as well.
I'm a known DK Metcalf hater.
You are.
I mean, yeah. Drew Lock, Geno Smith. I still think he's the second best receiver on his own team. I don't care. Yep. Tyler Lockett is better than him. I'll stand by that.
All right.
So I just want no part. We saw last year with a semi-injured Russell Wilson and Geno Smith, he was non-existent.
Yeah, pretty much.
And even when Russell Wilson came back and was healthier, he really wasn't showing up at all.
Yep.
And especially where he's getting drafted, I want no part of DK Metcalf this year.
Yeah, it's too pretty of a price. That's pretty much where I'm at. Especially, I think DK is the kind of guy that needs that quarterback that isn't Geno Smith or Drew Lock. He needs that Russell Wilson type quarterback that can get him the football. It's because he doesn't create as much separation as some of these other receivers. So you need a very accurate quarterback.
Right.
Those two, I don't really trust it.
Yeah.
Who's your last one? You have one more, right?
I do.
Okay.
So my last one's Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know a lot of people are very high on him. I think he's ADP 5th round.
I can check for you right now as you're going through it. Go ahead.
As I talk, you can check. But when I know a lot of people love him for next year. When he popped off at the end of last year, it was because DeAndre Swift was injured. When you put the statistics with Swift in the lineup versus without, the numbers are night and day.
Yep.
Not to mention you have Jameson Williams, a top 15 pick in the draft coming in that could be the wide receiver one.
Yep.
They brought in DJ Chark, another receiver who's been established. I don't see the upside as a 5th round pick. If he's a 7th, 8th round pick, I'd be all over it.
His ADP is 59, so right around that range.
So I'm good on that. Especially I expect Swift to have an even better year.
I do too.
And Jameson Williams can become elite this year once he becomes healthy.
Yep.
They traded up from and drafted him that high for a reason.
I agree.
So I don't. Plus, didn't they play Amon-Ra in the backfield when Swift was hurt?
Yeah.
So they gave him a lot of touches because Jamal Williams isn't a receiving back.
Yep.
They needed a guy more like Swift to be in the pass catching game. So Amon-Ra got so many more carries. He got catches out of the backfield. He scored a lot from out of the backfield at the end of last year. So I think that's why his ADP is so high because of the finish last year. But there's too many factors that can make him a later pick.
Sure.
In my eyes.
Sure. I don't hate it. Now I wouldn't fade him if he slips a round or two, or then I would be more likely to take him. But yeah, I don't hate it.
Plus with receiver, unlike running back, I hate the running back depth this year.
I hate the running back depth every year.
I think the last 2 years it's been better. There's been some guys you can find later. I don't see that this year. I really hate the end of the draft running backs.
Yeah.
And on the opposite side, I love a lot of the deep receivers. There's a lot of guys at the bottom that I would take happily.
Yeah, that's fair.
Did you say your last receiver?
You started with DJ Moore. I had him. Then I went with AJ Brown, and you already had DK Metcalf.
Okay. So
I'm good on receiver. Let's get into quarterbacks we're fading.
Quarterbacks were fading. The Mahomes got to be on the list, right?
Mahomes? I don't have Mahomes on my list.
Okay. I think if you're drafting Mahomes, like, what are we doing here?
I think now for the price, I agree.
Especially with the loss of Tyreek Hill now.
But the thing is, I also never really draft quarterbacks as high as other people do. So
I never do.
So, I mean, you could put all those top 5 guys in there and I'd be like, yeah, I'm fading them because I just never get a chance to draft them.
Right. But there's always guys that go 6-7 rounds later than Mahomes that finish. Yeah. Like there's a different guy every year that finishes more than the Mahomes in fantasy points that you can get way later.
Yep, I agree.
He's just always going to be what? Does he have a 4th round ADP probably?
I bet it's higher.
It's always around there, and there's never any point, unless you're in a 2-quarterback league, there's never any point of taking a quarterback that high.
His ADP is 30, so right at the tail end of the 3rd round. Yeah.
I'm so good on that.
Yeah. So my first one is Kyler Murray.
He's my number 2.
Okay. I just don't really want, and maybe I just have a bad taste in my mouth from watching that playoff game, but without DeAndre Hopkins, his numbers aren't good.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really want to spend that high of a price, a late 5th, early 6th round pick on Kyler Murray when I think the first 6 weeks are going to be pretty abysmal.
Yep.
So that's my thing.
Another reason with him, I noticed from 2020 to 2021, his rushing chances went down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think, well, first off, it was James Conner being automatic at the goal line last year.
Sure.
Second off, I think because of his size, they're trying to tone it down.
Absolutely.
With the rush attempts.
Absolutely.
Especially how young he is and how small he is. They don't want him taking that many hits.
Absolutely.
And they have the speed around him. Like Rondale Moore out of the backfield can be a thing on jet sweeps or whatever.
Yeah.
They have the speed. Keontae Ingram now. They don't need him really rushing.
No. Right.
So, yeah, that's why I don't like Kyler Murray. As long as what you said, Hollywood Brown is going to take some touchdowns away from him. Sorry, Marquise Brown.
Don't call him Hollywood on this show.
Sorry. So, yeah, I'm with you there.
What's your number 2? Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
And now this was really tough for me because I'm a Lamar believer.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing against Lamar Jackson. Rashad Bateman is the number 1 wide receiver on that team right now.
Yeah.
Devin Duvernay is the number 2 wide receiver on that team right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wouldn't be the number 3 on a lot of teams.
I'm sorry, but with weapons like that, I don't know how you can finish as a top 5 fantasy quarterback, especially at an ADP of quarterback 4 and 49 overall.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, I don't know. I don't really love it.
Yeah.
Now he could go light the world on fire in rushing because that's the way the team's built. That's looked like what they're going to do.
I was just going to say I can see him going in either direction next year.
But then, it also comes down to health. Can you bank on Lamar Jackson staying healthy over 17 games if they are going to be running a lot of those quarterback powers, zone reads, and all that kind of stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just not. It's not a bet I'm willing to make with an ADP so high.
Sure. My last guy is Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Back-to-back MVP, obviously. Still a great quarterback.
Yeah.
We know the receiver situation.
Right.
Everyone's going to be Allen Lazard now.
Yeah.
You don't know how good Christian Watson's going to be in the NFL.
Correct.
Some D1 AA guys can be great, but you don't always know.
I agree.
Gamble. I think they're going to rely very heavy in the run game.
They got 2 great running backs.
2 great running backs.
Good old line to do it with.
Yep. So the touchdown numbers are in the air are going to scare me a little bit with them.
Well, when you lose Devontae Adams, who's the best touchdown catcher in the league, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
And I think a lot of touchdowns came from Bobby Tunyon, too, and he's a product of Devontae Adams taking away.
Yeah.
Taking defenders with him. So
right.
I'm staying away from Aaron Rodgers. You can get better later.
I agree. I don't hate it.
Fancy only. I still think he's the top quarterback in the league. I still think he's pretty.
Yes, of course. My last quarterback is Dak Prescott.
Okay, I thought about him.
I think I'm a known Dak hater. I am also a known Cowboys hater.
Right.
So, I mean, I just think the loss of Amari Cooper, I think that's going to matter more than people think it is. I could be wrong. I think Amari Cooper, when he was on the field, was still an elite route runner. He needed that attention. Whereas he did get shut down. He does do the disappearing act better than anybody in the league, but he still requires attention. CeeDee Lamb's now going to get that. Michael Gallup is now your number 2. I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about the Cowboys offensively this year. So I don't want to make the bet on Dak Prescott when I can get somebody like Matt Stafford right behind him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my whole thing.
That's fair. All right, let's move into late round steals at running back.
Okay. You want me to go first?
I'll go first with one that I usually hate drafting, but I think at his ADP this year in the situation, it makes sense. And that's Devin Singletary. And it hurts me a little to say because I always fade him.
Yeah.
But this year he's about a 9th round ADP.
Yep.
The running back room is very more clear than it's been in the past. Matt Breida's gone. He was a gnat taking away attempts.
Yep. It's just I'm worried about James Cook.
Well, that's the thing. We know James Cook's going to be the receiving back.
Yep.
He's not going to take away rush attempts. Josh Allen's still going to get some rush attempts, but I wouldn't be surprised if they even dial him back a little bit.
And Singletary seemed to have figured out towards the tail end of last year. So he did build a nice little thing coming in.
Game more with him.
Yeah.
And what was the other running back that they hate?
Zach Moss.
Zach Moss. He's out of the picture. So it's really, I think.
Is he not there anymore?
I think he might be, but the coaches have made it very clear they're not going to play him anymore.
Well, yeah. I doubt he's.
So I think it's a much clearer backfield now. James Cook is a receiving back.
Yep.
And I think he'll be good at what he does. I think Singletary, especially for a 9th round pick, is going to get a good amount of volume on a great offense.
Yep.
Not that I love the player necessarily. I love the opportunity for him this year.
Sure. Yeah, I don't hate that. I think he should. At my like I said, my thing's James Cook, but I think Singletary is going to be the lead back. And I don't know if he'll get a ton of touchdowns. That's also another thing because they love to throw the ball on the goal line and they have Josh Allen.
I could agree with that. Yep.
So that's my only thing with Singletary, but I don't hate it. He's got the potential to be a late round steal here.
Like a 9th round for him, I think is great.
Yeah. My first one is Ramondre Stevenson.
I was very close to putting him on here.
He's got a 10th round ADP. I'm all over the Ramondre Stevenson. I think this is the year he kind of takes the leap over Damian Harris a little bit.
Yeah.
And plus, James White is what, 33?
Yeah.
Ramondre's the pass catcher after James White.
And James White, from I heard a couple of days ago, still isn't 100% yet.
Right. So if I can get, and Brandon Bolden's gone.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get that passing workload for Ramondre Stevenson plus the carries, and I'll have you know, he was 2nd in the NFL in yards after or making tacklers miss. No, making tacklers miss, like so forcing missed tackles. He was 2nd in the league. So if I can get that in the 10th round, I'll take my chance. I normally hate Patriots backfields because they're always so crowded.
Yeah.
But with Damian Harris's contract situation, James White getting up there in age, I think Ramondre Stevenson is an interesting 10th round target.
So the reason I didn't put him on, because I was very close to, because I agree with the Damian Harris contract year, they're going to want to give Ramondre more of the carries because he's going to be there going forward.
Yep.
But Pierre Strong scares me a little too much. Because you know how high I was on him even before he joined the Pats. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he really shows some talent this year and it forces the Pats to give him more carries.
We've seen the Patriots do this where they pretty much rookies get red-shirted. It's happened before. Ramondre, it happened a little bit after he fumbled in week 1. I think it was against Miami.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see him for like the next 4 games.
Yep.
But I know the running back position's a little different. They like to use them earlier rather than later. But I know the Patriots are known to redshirt guys, so I'm not going to worry about Pierre Strong this year. Next year, I am going to worry about Pierre Strong.
For sure. Yep, for sure.
So that's my thing on that. Who's your next running back?
My next one is Rachaad White.
Okay, I like him.
New Bucks running back out of Florida State.
Yep.
Lenny's getting up there. He's not too old, but.
Did you see the report that he weighs near to 260?
Yes. Yep.
That's not good.
Oh, no, not good at all. Ronald Jones is gone.
Yep.
Is what's his name gone? Is Gio Bernard gone? I think he might be.
Yes, I believe he's not. They didn't re-sign him.
Okay, so
Rachaad White's going to be utilized in that offense.
He'll be utilized right away, and with one Fournette injury, that's a whole lot of workload on a great offense.
Yep.
And I think he can become a league winner in the second half of the year.
I don't disagree with you at all. My next running back is Ronald Jones.
Okay. I have no idea what to expect from that guy.
I know he can catch the ball a little bit. I think he's a better runner than CEH.
Between the tackles, for sure.
Yeah, and I think that will become pretty evident. And I think he'll carve out a role pretty early with Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he might be their goal. I know they do all that bullshit on the goal line and then get crazy. Andy Reid gets nuts.
Yeah.
But I mean, you still got to run the ball every once in a while. And I think Ronald Jones is going to be that guy.
What I will say about Ronald Jones is I think it's going to be a much more defined backfield than last year.
Yeah.
Because CEH and Damian Williams kind of are very similar in what they can do.
Yep.
Was it Damian or Darrell Williams last year? Damian, right?
Both of them. No.
Okay.
Darrell Williams last year. Damian was on the
Bears.
Yes, Bears.
Darrell Williams, sorry. Both very similar backs, and how they used them was not based on situation, it was based on series.
Yeah.
They both get 2 series, and no matter where on the field they are, they switch.
Yep.
So you never knew who was going to be on the goal line. I think this year they're going to be way more strategical with how they use their backs. I think Ronald Jones will get a lot of goal line work. Yep. And a lot more rushing attempts than they gave anyone last year.
And so I can get I still believe in the Chiefs offense. I still think it's going to be good. So I want the goal line back on that team because I think they're going to get down there.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you know his ADP by chance?
It is 119 overall. So you're looking at 10th, 11th round there.
Okay. Wow, that's later than I thought.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yep.
So my last guy is Dameon Pierce.
That is my last guy as well.
Okay. Very, I would say almost misused at Florida.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe it's because they didn't think he could be a 3-down back.
Mm-hmm.
But, the Texans running back room is wide open. You got
Mark Ingram, Rex Burkhead.
Well, Mark Ingram's on the Saints now. Where he got traded last year.
Oh, yeah, he went back to the Saints. Yes.
So it's Marlon Mack and Rex Burkhead.
Marlon Mack. That's who I was. Marlon Mack, yes.
Yep. I can see a lot of goal line attempts for Dameon Pierce. I don't know how often they're going to get down there.
But
when they do, I can see Dameon Pierce carving out a role for himself as the season goes on.
Yeah.
And he's going, I think, 11th round.
And the thing is, they're not married to Rex Burkhead or Marlon Mack by any means. So if Dameon Pierce is the best running back on the team, they're going to play him. They're not paying those guys anything.
Especially they're not expecting anything. They're going to want to use their young guys.
Exactly. So I do love Dameon Pierce. He's got he's running back 50 with an ADP of 139. If you can take a shot at it, I like it.
Yeah.
Let's go to receivers here.
We both have Rashad Bateman on the list, right?
I do not have Rashad Bateman.
You don't have Rashad Bateman? Wow.
No, I didn't really consider him late round.
Okay.
So that's why I didn't go Bateman.
I think he's going later than he should. That's why I have him.
Okay, that's fair.
Because we talked about their situation at receiver already. And
yeah,
I think that is only going to make defenses target Mark Andrews more, especially after the year he had last year.
Sure.
He's going to be the primary focus to lock down in the passing game.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be run and then Mark Andrews.
Exactly.
So
and when that sometimes can be a little easy to defend, you have Bateman there to open up the pass game a little more. I think he's going to see a lot of targets.
I listen, I love Rashad Bateman. I try to get him in every draft because he is going later than he should be, but I just didn't think he was late enough. That's why I didn't go with him.
That's fair.
So my first one, we talked about him earlier. Well, you mentioned his name earlier, Alan Lazard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I kind of like the Packers. What is he the number one wide receiver?
I think he is.
So I like the Packers number one wide receiver in the 11th or 12th round.
Yeah.
I think that could have some value to it. And you know how Aaron Rodgers is with chemistry. MVS is gone. Like Devontae Adams gone. Lazard's really the only pass catcher there, but not including Aaron Jones.
Right.
And Onion that have a lot of chemistry with Aaron Rodgers. I think that matters.
Yep. So I got Robert Woods next.
Okay.
I don't think he's gonna be healthy right away.
That's not sexy.
No, it's not. But if you look at that offense, who knows how good Traylon Burks is gonna be right away? I think he's gonna be more of a project.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's gonna light the league on fire right away.
Mm-hmm.
I think Robert Woods fits Tannehill very well.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of underneath stuff.
And that's what he does well.
What she was great at on the Rams, a lot of 5 to 7 yard routes.
Yep.
Which I think favors Tannehill very well. And I think they're going to need someone like that to keep the offense moving in the pass game. I don't think Burks is going to do that right away.
Sure.
So I think in the late 8th, early 9th round, Robert Woods isn't a horrible pick.
I don't hate that at all. I don't hate that at all.
It's risky, though.
It's not sexy.
It's not. I think he has some upside, though.
You know who's sexy?
Who?
My next guy. You're going to love him. Chris Olave.
He's my last guy.
Okay. That's a sexy late round wide receiver flyer I'm willing to take.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially if Michael Thomas isn't healthy, which reports are he's still not healthy.
Really?
Yes. And even if he is healthy, Olave is going to be the over-the-top guy.
Yep.
No better quarterback to get the ball to him over the top than Jameis Winston.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
And another thing is people need to stop with the Jarvis Landry thing. Like every year, people still value him. The dude hasn't done shit in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. I think he has value, I guess, but like I don't want him.
No, I never want him in any draft. I've never drafted him.
Yeah.
If he didn't play at LSU with Odell, his draft stock would drop like twice as much. I think he's a fine player, but am I going to be scared to draft a receiver on his team next to him? No.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And like you said, Olave is going to be that deep threat that Winston loves.
Exactly.
Because Michael Thomas can do it. I don't think if Olave is on your team, I don't think he's going to.
Well, I mean, Michael Thomas's nickname he gets made fun of by it is Slant Boy, but he's really damn good at him.
Yeah.
He always gets open on him. So why would you have him run anything else?
Another thing is I don't look at Olave like the other rookie receivers. He should have been in the league for a year now.
I think he's the most polished NFL ready receiver of the group.
Absolutely. He is. He could have been a late first round last year. He said, I'm going to go back for my senior year.
Sure.
And it worked out. He went 11 overall.
Yeah.
He's an extremely polished route runner.
Yep.
He's got the deep threat speed. He's a playmaker. So
yeah,
he's a guy that can perform week 1.
Agreed.
I've heard nothing but good things about him in camp too.
Yeah. Do you have any more?
Woods, Bateman, and Olave were my 3.
My last one, another rookie, Sky Moore.
Okay.
They have a big void to fill. Sky Moore can fly. He can run routes. He's got one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I mean, his ADP is the 13th, 14th round. I'm willing to take that shot.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at this point in the draft, I mean, you're drafting like flyers. That's exactly what he is. And if he doesn't get it done in the first 4 weeks, you're probably going to cut him. Right? Maybe not Sky Moore, but people like that. You understand what I'm saying?
I think that's a good ADP for him. I am scared to draft any receiver on that team. Like Juju could be the one, MVS could be the number one. We have no idea.
Yeah,
we really have no.
It depends how they use Juju, but I think they'll get him in the right spot.
But for that ADP, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if I was to draft one of the three, I would draft Sky Moore.
Yep. All right, league winning quarterbacks.
All right.
I think we both should have this one.
Trey Lance.
Yes, Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Trey Lance. Yep. In the 2 games he started last year, he was easily a top 12 quarterback. The rushing's there. He's not afraid to throw the deep ball.
Yep.
I mean, over a season-long 17 games, he could finish as a top 5 quarterback.
I can see him having a very similar year to Jalen Hurts from last year.
Yeah. And the thing with fantasy quarterback, like you don't have to be a top 10 quarterback in the league to post top 5 fantasy numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't really care how many interceptions you throw.
Yeah.
I mean, Jameis Winston went 30-30 and was still pretty relevant fantasy-wise.
Right.
So,
and another thing with that offense, I know you lose McDaniel, who was great for that offense. But you have Kittle and Ayuk. If Deebo does get less carries than last year,
it's all Trey Lance, baby.
That gives you another option in the receiving game more consistently, and that gives yourself more carries as a quarterback. And I think it makes sense with Lance to give Deebo less carries because Garoppolo is not going to do shit for you out of the backfield.
No.
You need a guy that can do that. So I think with Elijah Mitchell and Trey Lance as your 2 running guys, get Deebo out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, with a 102 ADP, I mean, I think he's still he'll drop further, like when draft season comes.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, maybe not, because if Jimmy Garoppolo is shipped, I would expect to see Trey Lance up in the top 7.
That's true.
Top 6.
If Jimmy G gets moved, that's going to put a lot of eyes on Trey Lance.
That'll change things a lot. But I think the unknown about those 2 there and who's going to be the starter, that's what kind of makes Trey Lance a league winner.
Yep.
Who's your next one?
Kirk Cousins.
I almost put him on my list. Almost did.
He's been great in the passing game. They've come out and said they're going to utilize their running backs in the passing game a lot more.
Yep.
Because as a Dalvin Cook owner the past 2 years, he doesn't get shit out of the backfield. He really doesn't.
Not really.
Another year of Justin Jefferson, who's looked to have a prime year, especially in the new offense.
Yep.
He's a perfect guy that's not going to – he doesn't play it safe. He goes for the big plays. He goes for yards. He goes for passing touchdowns.
He does.
I think giving Dalvin Cook more chances out of the backfield is just going to help him a lot too.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, their second most dynamic playmaker.
Yeah.
Behind Jefferson, you know.
And he's like the 11th round, I think.
I don't know what his ADP is, but it's close. I want to say 11th round.
Yeah.
The next guy I have is another 9th, 10th rounder, maybe 11th. You know who it is. It's Derek Carr, baby.
Oh, okay.
It's Derek Carr.
Yeah.
I mean, do I need to go in depth about these Raiders again?
Yeah, not really.
We're going to be throwing the ball all over the yard. You just got Devontae Adams, who catches the most touchdowns since he's entered the league. Give me Derek Carr.
Yeah. Hopefully Waller can stay healthy for a whole year because those weapons are so hard to defend.
Yeah. Right.
My last, I don't know if you're going to like this. My last guy is Jameis Winston.
Me too.
Okay. He's going
What?
He's going like 14th round.
Yeah.
He gets passing yards, man. He gets passing yards. He gets passing touchdowns.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't care how many interceptions you throw.
You're going to get -4 every game for the 2 picks. But
listen, he makes boneheaded plays, but sometimes they work. I don't remember. You remember last year, the Patriots, when the Saints came and beat them? Yep. That touchdown he threw to Marquez Callaway in the back of the end zone. He was getting spun around and sacked, and he just flicked it up like that. He just did shit like that to work sometimes, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm. And if the 3 receivers on his team can stay healthy, he's going to have a lot of good options.
Yeah. And, Alvin Kamara is still there too.
Mm-hmm.
Who we've seen him when Drew Brees' noodle arm take a 80 yards screen to the house like jogging.
That's very true. Yep.
So I love Jameis Winston this year.
Yeah.
All right. So I thought that was a pretty good fantasy section there.
It was.
I have a little game for you, Mr. Tanino.
Okay. This is gonna be my first one of these. I've given you a lot.
This is your first one.
I'm on the other side now here.
You are. I don't know how you're gonna do.
Oh boy.
Here you go. These are 2010's MLB players.
Oh God.
I would get this one. This was the first one that came to mind.
It's not ringing a bell for me.
No?
Not Carl Crawford.
No. I'll give you a hint.
It's not an Upton.
Oh, yes, it is.
BJ Upton?
It is BJ Upton.
Okay.
It is BJ Upton.
All right. Oh boy. For one of Orioles. So he's not a pitcher if he's number one. He looks like a pitcher.
Not a pitcher.
It's not Matt Wieters, even though you guessed him like 3 times last game.
It is not Matt Wieters, no. Do you want a hint?
Oh, Brian Roberts.
Yes, sir.
Bang.
Yes, sir. Brian Roberts.
Ooh.
This one's hard.
He looks familiar.
He was an all-star pre-2010.
Okay.
But this is where he retired.
Can you give me the team he's most known for? Did he play for a lot?
Cubs or Blue Jays? I would say probably Blue Jays.
I'm going to guess it's a pitcher.
It is.
It's not Kerry Wood.
Nope.
I'm going to give it to me.
Ted Lilly.
Ooh, never would have got that. I know the name, never would have got that.
This guy has been everywhere. I can't even give you a team he's most known for. This is what I most know him for.
Okay. I got nothing on this.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Edwin Jackson?
Nope. Don't know who that is.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. He was a starting pitcher and he like just bounced around everywhere after every year.
Yeah. Doesn't ring a bell. Edwin Jackson.
I thought you'd get that one.
Ooh. I know who this is.
Yes, you do.
Oh God. Is he an outfielder?
Nope.
No?
Nope. He also played for the Yankees for a minute.
Oh, Eric Chavez.
Attaboy.
Yep.
Attaboy.
Because on the Yankees, he didn't have that long hair.
No, we did not. This one's kind of tough.
In my head. It's not Steven Drew, is it?
Nope.
Jose Iglesias?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ooh. Shin-Meng Wang?
No.
Shit. Ooh.
I almost did put Chang-Meng Wang instead of this guy.
I don't think the name's going to come to me.
I don't think so either.
Okay, yeah, give it to me.
Wei Yin Chen.
Yeah, no. No.
Dude, he was a beast in the show.
Okay. Jason Kipnis.
Yes.
Oh, ooh. He looks so familiar. Oh, God. Diamondbacks players, dude. I never know shit about the Diamondbacks. Is he a second baseman?
No.
No? Okay. I feel like I'm going to know the name.
I think you will.
Edgar Renteria?
No. Edgar Renteria was black.
Give it to me.
Gerardo Parra.
Nope. Never would have got that.
Really? He was an all-star.
Yeah, no.
Damn.
Drew Smiley.
No.
No.
Do you want it? Maybe I made this a little harder than I thought.
Yeah, give me it.
Danny Duffy.
Oh, I should have got. I know the player well. I don't really know what he looks like. So
Okay, that's fair.
yeah.
I believe he was also a Yankee at one point.
Really?
Yep. First base.
Okay.
Outfield as well.
I have a name, but I can't think of it. But I have a person in my mind.
Okay.
Don't tell me.
All right. Keep thinking. Keep thinking.
Lucas Duda?
No.
Ah, okay. Then I don't know.
Ike Davis.
Oh, that's like Davis. Yep. I know him from the Tigers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is that Cubs uniform?
Yep.
Ooh.
Got you a nice action shot here.
Cubs catcher. He does look familiar. I do think I'll know the name.
It's kind of a funky first name.
I don't think it's going to come to me.
I don't know. Maybe.
No, give it to me.
Wellington Castillo.
Oh, okay. I don't know what he looks like, but I know Wellington Castillo. Oh my God.
You know, this is early 2010s when they got those jerseys.
Oh, wait. Is he a first baseman?
Yes.
Dude, I know who this is. I haven't thought about this dude in years.
Just a big fat guy.
Yeah, shit. I'm 100% going to know the name.
You will. Because when I put it on, I go, oh my God, how did I forget about this guy?
I'm not going to think of it, but I know who this is.
It's Carlos Lee.
Yep, Carlos Lee, 100%.
Yep.
That's the guy I haven't thought of in years.
Another guy who I haven't thought of in years.
Yeah, pitcher?
Yep. Multiple time All-Star.
Jeez, dude, this is tough.
Baseball has got to be the toughest one.
Yeah. Multiple time All-Star, huh?
Yep.
Was he a starter?
Closer.
Ooh. I don't know a lot of Pirates relief pitchers from 10 years ago. I'm not going to get it.
Jason Grilli.
Okay. Name rings a bell. I would have never got that.
This one's tough, but he's a Yankee, so I had to make this one tough on you.
I'm usually very good at knowing like past Yankee players.
I'll give you he's a relief pitcher.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Starts with an A.
First name?
Yep. And last name.
Oh, God. I think I'm going to know the name.
You're going to know the name. I knew the name. So I think you'd know the name.
You can give it to me.
Alfredo
Aceves?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you knew who it was.
Yeah, I haven't thought like a lot of these guys I knew but haven't thought of in more than 5 years.
Dude, that's the tough part of it.
That was tough. That was very tough.
Yeah, that was hard. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Carlos Lee, I should have got.
Dude, the thing is, like, I know I didn't want to make it too easy on you because I had I forget who it was. I had a name written down. I go, this is just way too easy. Like, I know what this guy looks like. He's on.
Yeah. Really was a good one. I haven't heard of him in so long.
Yeah.
Carlos Lee, I just forgot the name because I haven't thought of him.
Wei Chen was a beast.
A lot of the guys like Danny Duffy, I know who that is.
Yeah.
But how often do you look at Danny Duffy? You know what I mean?
Well, he plays for the Royals, so never.
Yeah. But I think his thing's on the Dodgers, or he got traded to the Dodgers last year, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just talk a little baseball here. Let's get into the standing, shall we?
Let's.
So I mean, the Yankees split with Boston 2 series ago. Who did we play in between?
The Reds.
The Reds. Yeah,
Tough
we
series.
pissed one away there. But then took 2 or 3 from the Red Sox in pretty dominant fashion Saturday and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Sale gets knocked out again, getting drilled in the hand.
Very tough for the Sox. Very tough.
Yeah, they haven't won. They're 10.
10-1.
10-1, and the one was the split with the Yankees.
Yep.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
Boston has one of the hardest schedules remaining. They're now out of the wild card spot.
Oh boy.
It depends how it goes. They can turn into sellers very quickly.
Wow, I didn't even think of that.
Bogarts could be a guy that goes somewhere, goes to a contender.
Yeah, absolutely.
JD Martinez is probably the biggest name because he's getting up there in age.
Huge bat off the as a DH for somebody.
DH, a playoff team.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at these Orioles. They're hanging around.
They're fighting, man.
They're fighting. Good for them.
Who would have thought?
8-2 in their last 10.
Best division in baseball right there.
Oh, yeah. Easily. The AL Central is a shithole.
Who would have thought the White Sox and Orioles would have the same record at the All-Star break?
Not me.
That's nuts.
Not me.
I think Cleveland's been fighting, but I don't see Cleveland really making a serious push.
No. I think the White Sox still win this division. It's not a good division, and I think the White Sox are much more talented than both these teams.
2 months in, I was still giving the White Sox a chance, but how long are we going to wait on them to do something, man?
They're only 3 games back. I'm not saying they're going to make any noise in the playoffs, but they could win this division.
They could.
And the Royals, please, just get Andrew Benintendi off that team. Preferably the Yankees, but I don't think that's happening.
How about Seattle? What did we say? I told you they're a playoff team.
14
they're now second. 14-game win streak. They're now second in the AL wild card.
Yep.
On the Reds.
This is pathetic.
That's bad.
You have the Mike Trout and you have Shohei Ohtani. Give me something.
Mm-hmm.
I know
everything around those two sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be bad for you to piss away Trout and Ohtani. Like, that's ridiculous.
Right. It's so bad.
Arguably the 2 best players in the MLB on your team.
Yes.
And you're not even fighting for a wild card spot.
I mean, it's just 2-8 in their last 10. They went on a 20 or 14 game losing streak or something like that.
Fired Joe Mack and nothing changed.
What are they doing? So bad. This division, I'm shocked the Phillies aren't a little bit better, but I mean, I thought the Phillies were going to be pretty good this year.
I mean, 49-43 is not horrible.
No, it's not horrible. And they've
lost Harper for maybe all year, so.
Yeah.
But the Braves have been playing great baseball the past month.
They're creeping up here.
Wouldn't be shocked to see them take the division.
I wouldn't either. I think these are the 2 of the 3 best teams in the National League.
Yep, agreed.
Dodgers being the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Juan Soto, that was interesting. Yankees and Mets, keeping eyes on him. Something we probably should have mentioned earlier.
Declined a shit ton of money. They got to trade him now.
If he's declining all that money, yeah, you pretty much have no choice.
you have no choice. You're going to get an insane amount of prospects for that man.
Oh yeah,
So
that would be the biggest superstar traded in like the most recent history or memory I have.
But the thing is, they don't have to trade him by the deadline, right? He still has a couple years on contract.
Yeah, I think so. I think
2 or 3.
I'm not huge. Like, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's true.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he hasn't gone by the deadline.
Yeah,
but at the start of next year, I'm sure he'll be somewhere else.
Absolutely. This division, I think the Cardinals win this division. The only reason they might not.
Think the Cardinals are better.
You don't think they are?
No, I still think the Cardinals are the best team.
Yeah, me too. And I think I mean, the Brewers. It's the pitching, right? It's got to be the pitching.
Yeah.
So, who knows? And then you get. I mean, these three teams. This division might be the worst in baseball. This might be worse than the AL Central.
And that's the thing. The 2 top teams in that division, their records should be better when you're playing the Pirates, the Cubs, and the Reds multiple series throughout the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. You'd think. I don't know. And then you get down here. I mean, this is pretty much going as expected.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I guess the Rockies aren't and Diamondbacks aren't as bad as I thought they were going to be, I guess.
Yeah. The order looks about right, though, than we would think.
Yeah.
You want to go up top and go to wild card?
Yep.
So Toronto, they're still not bad, but with their roster, man, I like we both have them winning the World Series to start the year.
Yeah. I was just going to say that you would think the Blue Jays would be better than 7 over 500.
Yeah.
I mean, we thought they would be better than the Yankees this year.
Mm-hmm.
We had the Yankees as a wild card team.
And like it's not like they have injuries. Like they're still have a great lineup, great pitching on paper. I don't know, man.
And it like a 14-game hole is a tough hole to climb out of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's going to be tough for them to get back in the division race. I think for anybody in the AL East, but it's not unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that's too big of a hole really to climb out of.
Yeah, especially how good the Yankees are this year.
Right. The Red Sox, that I didn't know that they dropped out of the wild card 2 games.
They've had a very bad last 2 weeks.
With their schedule coming up, they should be worried.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, and they're playing the Rays, Toronto a lot.
And you gotta think about Seattle. They've turned it around completely, and they're playing the Rangers, the A's, and the Angels more in the second half than the first half.
Right.
So they could have a much easier way to get wins in the second half of the season.
Agreed.
I wouldn't be shocked if those are the 3 teams that end up making the wild card.
Yeah, if I was a betting man, it would be these 3 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let's go to the National League. Yeah,
They've got a very interesting fight for the bottom.
I was just gonna say the Phillies Cardinal battle is interesting. I could also see San Diego slipping up a little bit.
Sure.
I mean, because I think the Giants are good. They can definitely steal some wins from the Padres, and they still got to play the Dodgers multiple times.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Dodgers are the Dodgers. So, yeah, I mean, but like we said, you could see the Mets in here. You could see the Brewers dropping out of the playoffs. You know what I mean? There's definitely some movement that could be had here.
My gut feeling is that the Phillies are not going to be in the playoffs by the end of the year.
I agree.
I'm going to say the Cardinals win the division, and the Brewers don't even make it. I might have the Giants in that 3rd spot by the end of the year.
Okay.
I might have Atlanta, San Diego, San Francisco as a 3. Or maybe the Mets, San Diego, San Francisco.
Yep.
I think the Mets and Braves are both locks for playoffs.
I agree. I absolutely agree with that. Both teams are too good not to be. So, speaking of the Mets, do we want to do a little home run derby bracket?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Oh, can I redo this? Okay. Hold on.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. I don't know why it's all filled out. We can change it.
Okay.
Schwarber over Pujols.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Soto or Jose Ramirez.
I like Soto.
I do as
but
well.
A very interesting thing about Jose Ramirez is, do we remember ever seeing a switch hitter in the home run derby?
No, I don't.
That can be a very interesting factor.
What side is he going to hit from?
Huh?
What side is he going to hit from?
That's the thing.
You just have no idea. Nobody has any idea.
Well, he can use that to his advantage. That can help with swing fatigue.
Think so?
All time halfway through the first round, change sides.
Yeah, I guess it could.
It's going to be interesting. We might see that happen.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
I'm still going Soto, though.
Yeah, I think so, too. Seager or Rodriguez?
So I have Julio Rodriguez.
I like Rodriguez as well. I just don't like Seager.
I bet on Julio Rodriguez. He's actually the favorite in this matchup.
Interesting.
He's minus 150 to win the first round.
Okay.
So I like Julio.
This one's tough.
It is tough.
Acuna.
First round, though.
No, I think Pete. I mean, I think this is the finals matchup I have here. But Acuna, if Pete doesn't get there, I think he loses to Acuna.
Yeah. He's much more likely to lose to Acuna than Julio.
Yes, agreed. So
I have the same finals matchup as you.
Okay. Now, who do we have winning it all? I saw something today about Alonso's BP pitcher, and the guy doesn't miss.
Yeah. I bet on Schwarber to win.
Okay.
I have money on Schwarber. I think it's a complete toss-up.
I think so, too. But you bet on him. Let's roll with you.
Okay.
Kyle Schwarber. Oh, I don't want to do all that. Oh, tiebreakers. Which player will hit the longest home run in the home run derby as measured by StatCast? Enter his seed number.
Kind of like Soto for that.
I was going to say Soto or Alonso.
Yeah.
What will the distance of the longest home run hit in the home run derby is measured by StatCast? What, like
447?
446. You don't think anybody gets in the 450s?
Probably. Yeah.
458?
Sure.
All right. I mean, that's a moonshot, but
yeah, that's that.
How many home runs will be hit in the entire home run derby?
Oh my God, I had no idea. I couldn't even put up a number. That's way too much math.
150?
I
don't know. It's not really a derby if it's not over 100, right?
There's probably more than 200.
All right, let's go 250.
Go 227.
227.
I like that.
We
could be way off too.
Huh?
We could be way off with that.
Oh my God, yeah. How many home runs will the winning player hit during the entire home run derby? All right, how many Schwarber going to hit? I mean,
so it would be 3 rounds, right?
Yeah.
What do you think, in the 60s?
I was going to say 55, 60.
Go 62.
62. All right. Sure. Everybody can know my birthday.
Oh my God.
I'll do that later.
Okay.
All right. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining this episode of the BJ and Tud Show. Hopefully I don't know what the prize is for that MLB.com home run derby thing, but maybe we'll win. Who knows?
Probably not.
Probably not. All right. Thank you all for joining. See you next time.